Going to be an old-timer story with a little bit of success at the end of it here. Playing on a coddle and playing together with the Ember. You set up Scam. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's a couple of little things. Everybody's excited that Mushi's back. You know, I can imagine that like almost all the younger players in this game watch so many of this dude's replays.
Yeah, this guy was a legend. I mean, he still is. Like, as far as SEA Dota players, him like an Ice are probably like the two biggest names of the region. So it's, it's amazing to kind of, see him playing Dota. And for a lot of these players, it's like, oh man, he's this legend. And basically everyone who has played under him, because he's been coaching for a while, has nothing but like the best stuff to say about him. Like, they learned so much. We had Pondo out here during some of the DPC seasons, and I was like, yeah, when I was playing under Mushi, man, this guy just taught me so much. So it's just a ton of respect, and this guy just knows so much about Dota.
Well, he's going to be showing it in this game number 1 here, and a really important match for T1 in particular. Like, I think you couldn't have ended up with a better potential setup for them to try and make their way to the major. They need to take down one of these big teams here to actually make it happen, as it does look like FBZ will be able to force back Gabby and Whitemon from that rune. So in total, still 2 for 2, but yeah, a must-win game for T1 if they want to get to the major. Not too many left on the entire docket.
Yeah, they're 2-2 record. And it's tough opponents. They've got to play Boom. They've got to play Fnatic. Like, they've got their work cut out for them. But, perhaps a bit of fortune favoring them. As good as Mushi is, like, it's still not Boom at full force. So they get to play against the Mushi iteration of it, and we'll see how they fare here. I don't mind their draft. Like, I do think we've seen a lot of this offlane RYZEN and SMG have been really big on it, and it hasn't been doing the best in this region, but I'm curious to see if T1 can play with a lot of tempo, because like a Bristle, RYZEN, Zeus, like these are three heroes that don't want to go super late game, but they're going to kind of hit this mid game timing where they can just get really strong with a couple of items.
Right, and that's going to be the thing to watch for, is like, I'm also looking at this Terrorblade, on Jackie, and great Jackie Terrorblade. This dude's an absolute star on this hero, but you also got to keep in mind there is so many different like forces of mixed damage in this game, particularly the Zeus. This is considered one of the better counters, and it's going to be up to Yopaj on the Ember, Mars finding the potential for kills in these moments to try and hunt him down, as Tim's is being chased underneath into the trees down bottom, but will manage to get away just barely there.
Yeah, he gets very low. Warlock, Bristle. This lane does not sound fun for anyone to really lane into. It's just going to be an unkillable Bristle with all the sustain. Fatal Bonds plus some Quills sounds pretty painful as well. So not really a lane where I expect them to be able to do much to stop Gabby from free farming.
No, he's going to have a good time down here for sure. And of course, the big thing to watch for will be, are there going to be any stacks a little bit later that can set up for like taking those out? But of course, you kind of need Zephyr in this lane with Cuckoo, or else he can get potentially zoned back as well by just the Illuminate spam. Super annoying from Mushi. As Tim's
he's
burning
ticking
down. Oh, goodness gracious, that was 3 HP.
Oh man, oh man. That
and then the
health
Bushwhack to
regen.
get away.
Yeah, he's out. He's got his salve. He's got some more regen on the way. Whitemon will scout some things out, see if there's any stacks and whatnot, but unfortunate, so close to getting that first blood. That would have been so nice for his game.
Yeah, you love to get that one for sure. Warlock, but does again set up for Gabby to have a nice lane down bottom here. So far 11-2, although Mars is also, I mean, he's still getting farmed, to be honest.
I guess similar story. I mentioned they can't do much against Gabby, but at the same time, Warlock not known for his offensive potential. Like, even though there is some, Fatal Bonds damage output, it's a Mars. He's tanky. He's got a bracer stick already. So realistically, I just imagine both tanky strength dudes down bottom just trading farm. Without no kills happening on the cores, maybe the supports, as we just saw, if they get out of position, can go down. But more likely the action's going to be happening in top and potentially even mid. Ember Zeus is a lane where both heroes have quite a lot of firepower.
That's right. And we're seeing this build from Carl that's come out more oftenly recently. The Heavenly Jump getting maxed out with the Arc Lightning. There have been times where I've seen this go all the way up to like level 8 or something, maxing it out all the way, particularly against Ember that kind of relies upon those low cast points. Can be really annoying to play against, and getting a deny right in his face.
Yeah, it's the attack speed slow from it is kind of obnoxious in these 1v1s, because like Yopaj just misses, he just casts it and then Yopaj misses the last hit because he can't attack. Like it's a crazy amount of attack speed slow.
God, yeah. What's that up to? There's 50 damage also on top of that, but 100 attack speed slow is no joke. There are some more stacks being built over in the jungle right now by Mushi. Gets another one of those hard cams built up as he makes the rotation over and takes the water rune away. And that also is going to set up for Yopaj to get the other one. So Zeus needs to TP all the way back home.
This is the Boom special. Like, let's secure Yopaj's lane. Rotate both supports to secure. Not even 6-minute power runes. These dudes are like, water runes? Sure, let's do it. Let's rotate. FPZ's Mars doesn't need help. TP's farming under his tower, like more or less free farming. Like, it feels so nice, like for your mid laner when you can secure these runes. Carl's tipping him. He's like, come on, I want a 1v1. What's going on here?
Well, and it's worth noting that he was winning that 1v1 pretty handedly, and he's still ahead in terms of XP because, like you talked about, those couple of denies off the Heavenly Jungle. Look at it. He goes on in there, didn't quite get that one away, but very annoying to lane against the Zeus in mid.
Yep. And I mentioned maybe some kill threat, but with the Flame Guard being leveled up, Yopaj is going for a very farming, kind of just defensive build here. Maybe this is just the build you just have to go against Zeus, since I think with the new Heavenly Jump, it's so hard to kill Zeus now. Unless you have like maybe the Dream ganking support duo, which, you know, Hoodwink's okay, just not great. Top lane, they're going to go in on Jackie. Not sure they'll have the damage for this, but some good harass.
Yeah, keeping him pushed back there, and we'll take away some of his damage so he can't last under towers effectively. Nice little move there, keeping him a little bit under control. Zephyr also has been kind of matching Mushi's movements and slowing down some of those stacks that you would normally get in the jungle. I think he only has the one camp stacked, actually, at least for the last couple of minutes here. So doing a good job of slowing down the later farm of Boom.
Yeah, definitely a game where both teams should be wanting to get some stacks if possible. Bristle loves to farm those stacks. And Bristle, he gets pulled in pretty deep, taking quite a bit of damage here.
Yeah,
be okay, but
yeah, they need to be a little bit careful with Zeus ulti up. A chance for a turnaround could happen pretty quickly with this hero.
Yep,
but
does cost a lot of Zeus's mana. He'll use it for a kill, but it doesn't. You know, it does limit your ability to stick around and lane and mid.
Right. Oh, he's pump faking. Just letting him know about it. But
definitely
so far,
one of the more satisfying spells to pump fake.
Oh yeah, just like break everybody's speakers a little bit.
Yeah, more obnoxious than most, perhaps you could say. But
right,
as someone who likes playing the Zeus, I would definitely happy to spam cancel that quite a bit.
Well, again, as we've seen a couple of times in this region, slow starts to the game as both teams waiting for those sixes to come online, and even at that point, it's not the easiest thing in the world to make a go at people.
TP top. What's going on here?
Okay, interesting. Trying to punish Zephyr in some trouble. Body blocks, and first blood going to be taken by Jackie.
Yeah,
so a good rotation.
Yeah, really good. They had the wards. They recognized Tiny was just a little bit pushed up, and he's not going to expect Hoodwink to just TP in, but when it's a first blood, it's well worth it. Unless your Mars desperately needs the help in lane, which, as we've seen, FBZ is more than okay down here by himself. He's got 1,300 health, Ring of Health 1. He's unkillable. Like, this Bristle just can't solo kill him. If you ever go on the Mars, will just, you know, he'll Spirit and just walk away. So, really smart TP rotation from Tims.
Speaking of rotations, though, Yopaj is going to head on into the jungle here. Was looking for a bounty room, but might be looking for more. This would be a really nice kill. Having that arena and ability to turn Gabby. They are looking for an opening, but Gabby, sensing the danger, is just going to go back behind the tower, and immediately remnants back towards mid.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Without that Searing Chains to initiate in, it's not that easy to find any kills.
And Carl gets a regen rune on the Zeus.
Yeah,
because of it.
You can just probably just going to farm it up with this, but very, very happy Zeus. TB does need to be careful. I mean, you mentioned before the potential for a Zeus ult's always there, so any kind of rotation into his jungle can be followed up with a Zeus ult, but doesn't seem like T1 have the vision to really play around that jungle. Really like the way Boom have kind of set up their wards. They're getting a lot of information, scouting out the enemy triangle, protecting their TB. Just feels like they're getting a lot of value from the vision they've set up.
Yeah, making sure that they are keeping things back and away. Zephyr makes the move up top there. Mushi not going to get found, but he does get a courier kill. And again, it's all to the tune of trying to build up the farm. Tim's, he's stacking up the Ancients, stacking up the hard camp. They're also farming out the entire jungle on Jackie. And T1 coming to contest a little bit, but
yeah. And importantly, those Ancients have been blocked. So I think that's maybe even the second time they've tried to stack it, but Dire Ancients not stacking, that's really important because T1 are not stacking anywhere near as much. They're going to lose the farm game unless they do stuff like that.
All right. Zephyr, he's going to get found trying to de-ward and will be killed by Yopaj, who has gone for the phase boot. So looking to get active around this this early timing here.
He's going to run around, slide of fist spamming people. Phase boots, Orb of Corrosion, a lot of right-click damage can always come out from the Ember. Particularly like this early time, like these kind of squishy-ish supports, and you know, tiny pre-level 6, very low armor. It's a very easy kill, and Carl has to be a little bit careful in the mid lane.
Making the move, able to jump away actually, and now an avalanche for follow-up. Tim's toss back, no hits on the creep, and afterwards Whitemon gonna be chased. They have ulti ready from Carl if they want to drop it. One for the heavenly jump, then the Tumblr's toy walk away.
Jumps on jump. Dude, what a fun item for Zeus to get. Tumblr's toy Zeus sounds like the dream neutral item.
Uh-oh. Tim's in some trouble. Zephyr avatars. Can't quite bring down Tim's, and instead it's Zephyr that dies.
It brought in the TP.
0-3.
Yeah, they want this tower, and now Cuckoo's in some trouble.
Gets speared there, over to the arena. Falcon Blade will not keep him alive. 4-0 start for Boom, who are looking mighty good in this game one.
Yeah.
2K gold lead. Uh-oh. Carl.
He's okay with the
with
jump.
Whitemon there.
He's kind of baiting. There's a chaotic offering, so any kind of commitment could really go south if the Warlock gets off a nice ulti and kind of in return. He finds the ward behind the tower too, so denying some of that Boom vision, but so far it's been all Boom, just making all these nice little early moves. They don't get the tower with the Zeus there, but they're still building up a bit of a gold lead here, and TB continues to just farm it up. So it does feel like T1, you know, it's been a slow game for them so far, and like you'd think they should be playing faster. They've got a Bristle, he's got Hood Vanguard, he should be tanking, ready to fight, but to me, like, this Bristle does, you know, he's not the most active or mobile hero. He kind of just wants to statically sit in his lane. His timing's going to come, like, soonish. Like, they can't actually easily take these fights early on until Bristle maybe gets, like, level 12 or something. And that's when they're going to feel like they want to kind of 5-man, take Roshan, take objectives.
Right, and that's going to be the things to watch for there. And in the meantime, try and stop as much of the bleeding as they can. Or simultaneously make some of these moves. A take on the top tower would be nice, but not easy at all. Yopaj goes on in, gets the bounty rune popped to heal back up afterwards, the bottle. But yeah, a little bit of a weird one. This rune spawns bottom, and it's a regen for him.
Yeah, they were both just committing for the rune there. It was one of those, like, Zeus was like, I'm committing for this. I hope it spawns here. And unfortunately for him, it didn't actually go there. So Yopaj gets it bottom. Cuckoo's going to be careful now. There's another arena. He's just going to die to this.
And down bottom, they're also taking down Zephyr. So a couple of rotations in. The Warlock ulti is down. And down bottom, Zephyr is also dead. 6-0.
They're chasing.
Boom, keep on looking for more. I mean, this is happening on two fronts right now. They just don't have a place to go.
And we're seeing some of the issues with Bristle. Like, Bristle doesn't respond to this kind of aggression very well, nor does he, like, pressure towers. Like, a TB rotation is going to pressure objectives. Like, not that TB is a hero that typically rotates, but I feel like whenever you see Jackie play this hero, he's far more active than most TBs. He's, you know, showing up to take these early towers. As we've seen, he showed up mid from Metamorph, he showed up bottom. He's not using this meta just to passively farm the jungle. And T1 just... you know, Bristle, like it's hard to play into heroes like Ember. Their mobility and their ability to also just get onto the backlines means they just ignore you.
Oh no, and I think Cuckoo might be dead again. Yeah, they move on in, they find him broken, dead. And yeah, I think it was Sheep that was talking about this, the danger of like having Warlock and then a Tiny that really needs a Blink Dagger to remain active. Nobody does anything on T1. They're literally just chilling.
And you finally got your Warlock 6 and used it, but he used it on 3 heroes with no follow-up. Like, he's like, oh, I gotta save my Razor, but you don't... Warlock ulti is not like a save. It's like a counter... Like, it's this kind of counter teamfight spell where you need to, like, have your entire team there to follow it up.
And Gabby needs his entire team right now, and he is not going to find it. They smoked into the triangle trying to find the Terrorblade, and instead, it's Gabby that gets found, and Gabby that's going to be killed. Over to the side, they do find TB, but Jackie, he gets off the Sunder, able to walk away. This is about as tragic as it gets right now. Oh no. Dude, okay, Cuckoo.
Just kidding. Yopaj, has he overcommitted?
Toss back, a chance, good kill. They needed that one. Oh my god, they needed that one.
I think Boom and Yopaj specifically, you know, he was feeling himself a bit too much after the amazing side. He probably looked up, he's like, oh, we're 9-0, let's die for this. Really heads up play from the Tiny Zephyr. He just waited at the Fire Remnant, had the toss like already pre-cast, it looked like. The second Ember tried to Remnant away, he was tossing him back to his teammates, so great kill for T1. Their first kill, they're finally on the board, Lyrical. It took him a while.
I mean, and it's a good one to get. Obviously, Terrorblade would be really nice since he is almost at a BKB. Holy moly. I'm just wondering if it's coming too late. That's the big worry I've got here.
Yeah. It does feel like there's going to be some issues for T1 in this mid game. I think specifically this Razor just doesn't feel like there's any way for him to impact this game. Like, he can't run in. He's just going to melt to the TB's right-click damage. So somebody's got to address the TB, but with a BKB, you know, your Zeus just can't do that the way he's supposed to. Oh, yeah, the smoke now. We're going to get Gabby.
It did turn red on, oh no, FBZ. He's about to get speared. Warlock Golem ready to go. Drops down right as the spear goes out as well. Gets pushed out of the arena now. This is looking a little bit better here for Boom. But do they have any type of control? It doesn't quite look like it. FBZ is going to be the one that's left behind. A spear throwing over to Carl, but I have the chase down and the kill. Afterwards, though, Zephyr gets absolutely bodied by the slight in the acorn shot.
He gets sniped. Just, it's, you know, it's something. But it's still very defensive and reactionary. Like, you're not getting that big 5v5 team fight out of the Warlock ultimate that you would hope to be seeing. It's still, you know, a win. You're killing a core hero, only losing your support. But I think the big point that you mentioned, that Sheep mentioned, is like, where's the follow-up? They need a tiny blink. Like, that's a good Warlock ultimate. If they have a tiny blink there, they can maybe get 2, maybe 3 kills. They can chase. They can toss somebody back in. But they just don't have that playmaking hero. Like, Zeus, Bristle, Razor, there's no stuns. There's no catch. Their only hero with, like, catch or a way to start a fight is Tiny, so he needs a Blink Dagger in order for T1 to do anything.
All right, and so many of these like plays have been around this top side where, I mean, Boom had invested 3 separate wards that are still keeping pretty good vision over this area, and every time it fights, it's just so hard to go into that. A smoke up now with Carl, Zephyr, and Cuckoo. And still, what is this? About 600 gold away from that Blink Dagger, but they might get lucky if they can keep this line going. Jackie is over here. This is not bad for him. Carl, open, Thunder God's Wrath, able to find it. 4-step, but the BKB! Oh, Jackie was ready.
Oh, no.
And Zephyr will pay the price.
Blink. Not his Blink money. Oh man, he was so ready for that. This BKB rush. Usually, like, I'm not a big fan of getting BKB so fast when I hear like TB, where you're typically gonna be farming a bit longer, but as long as he stays alive and, like, you know, because there's no catch, this BKB basically represents immortality for TB.
And I mean, so much of that damage is front loaded on T1 too, that you want to get it in that initial burst. That, I mean, I feel like popping BKB early is kind of fine. Well, there you go, FBZ. He finds Carl. Can they keep him alive? Shadow Word not enough for the heal. The toss is going to miss. They run in with Gabby now, trying desperately to win this fight. They do have Cuckoo right on top of Yopaj, but there's nothing to keep him here. Can immediately run it away. The rest of Boom. Ooh, Cuckoo dodges the spear, but the bushwhack keeps him from getting anything else done. Do they have Warlock Golem back up in 1 second? Thought about dropping it there. Gabby's still trying to stand up in front. Do they have enough? Golem gonna connect onto everybody, but there is no follow-up. There's no damage. They didn't even have enough mana for Fatal Bonds. They lose Gabby. Cuckoo's about to drop here as well as they run him down on the Razor. 9,000 gold lead. It has not looked close.
I mean, it feels so nice to fight around a DD like that. They're just hiding. Like, they just keep on poking in and out, spamming the Sleight of Fist, long range Illuminate, Hoodwink just getting all his spells off. And without jump, like, heroes like Cuddle and Hoodwink are just using all of their spells, like 2-3 times, volley after volley coming out in a team fight, and there's nothing to ever threaten the backline. And heroes like Ember and Mars on the front line are also just at this point where they're tanky and farmed enough. Like, I love that Mars went for this Hood, not BKB. He's just sitting on 2k health with a Bracer Hood and frontlining and tanking all this damage while the heroes behind him dish out damage. So honestly, Boom just itemized and played this game really well, really smart, and T1, it just feels a bit helpless. Like another Warlock Ultimate where what does it achieve? What can it achieve? Because there's just nothing to use around it.
And I mean, I think that, you know, the panel identified it pretty immediately. You've been talking about it. What is this Razor meant to do? How do you sort of have impact on this hero as they will not find the kill? I mean, all you need there is a stun. You need any type of control. And it was not what they needed. Zephyr barely gets out of there.
I don't know if he's going to live.
No.
10 gold to blink. Oh no.
Oh god.
He's died 3 times recently. He's just been so close to this blink for so long. Oh man, these are some sad odds too.
Oh, he got it. How'd he get that? He got maybe some bounties? Okay.
Okay. Tower money. Looks like Gabby took the tower.
He's there. He finally has it. All right, you ready? Dota can be played now. It's all good, Parker.
It can be. They've got a playmaker. Usually just the one coming out of your support role, not ideal, but it's something. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to give you enough to still deal with this TB.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's still going to be very difficult. Do they have Ags yet? He's almost got Ags on Gabby, too. I mean, if not now, then when?
Yeah, oh, for sure. The Ags timing on Bristol, I think, is like the last good timing you get on T1 this game. Like, Razor's item timings just don't matter. You can get a BKB, it's kind of whatever, because TB's just always going to melt him. Some Zeus item timings maybe matter. Well, you know, this Razor's honestly just a creep at this point. Sorry, Cuckoo. But just something, another objective on the map for Boom to go and farm whenever they feel like it.
True. All right, Ava, toss, catching Yopaj. Nothing doing yet. FBZ jumps in. Oh, he finds the Warlock. You gotta buy back. You gotta fight. You gotta do something, but it's not gonna happen. Gabby is gonna get chased down here. Now he's gonna die as well. There is no salvaging this engagement. 4 dead. Nobody touched on Boom. Wow.
Just rolling through them this game. Everyone like playing some signature heroes, like with at least like Tim's, FBZ, and Yopaj, I would say, all on kind of signature heroes, all having like just, you know, pretty flawless performances. Jackie's TB had a great lane, like everything just clicking here, and we've not seen T1 really make any moves, any plays. Like, you know, I like the idea with a lot of their draft with the Zeus, but the offlane Razor just gave them a complete void when it came to any kind of team fight and playmaking. Like, they have a Warlock Ultimate, but it feels like they have 0 team fight this game.
Oh, drop everything for Yopaj. Yes. Well done.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely worth it. It's just, you know, obviously, like you say, you're dropping everything for him, but you take what you can get when you're in T1's position.
Absolutely. That's what needs to happen right now for them. A smoke up afterwards. They won't have Warlock ulti, but they will still have the Avatos combo, and Gabby's ready. See if they can find anybody.
Yep. Let's see. I feel like Zephyr needs to be on the front lines. Are they trying to take? I was about to say, as soon as Boom respawn. I wanted to see them go for Roche. Like, no Warlock ulti. They can take Roche for free, but T1 actually get in there first. It's been scanned, though. This is...
Oh, God.
Oh, I think they're relying on sneaking this, because I do not think they win a fight in the pit without Warlock ulti.
Oh,
This
no,
could go
Scotty.
really bad.
Uh-oh, Warlock ulti not
FBZ's
available. Everybody
ready with
run
a blink.
away. And they find Gabby. Toss out the Mars, but keeping him alive for now. BKB, Gabby tries to get out of there. 4-step, keeping him alive. Carl TPing out. And Gabby will not be able to escape. As no BKB, no problem.
Once more.
Whitemon just has to swaddle out of there as well. So they'll finish off Roche.
Yeah. Honestly, not a bad... As far as plans go, I think that's probably one of the better ones T1's had there. I like the, you know, the ambition. Like, they're trying to make something happen out of nothing. This game is honestly in a terrible spot. It was super desperate for them. Trying to sneak a Roshan after sniping a kill like that, knowing that Boom is going to probably just walk into the Roche pit the second Ember respawns, kind of smart. It doesn't work, it backfires, but like they're trying to find that window back into a basically a hopeless game rather than just sitting back and waiting to lose, you know, playing on their high ground. It's rough, the position they're in. They're going to keep getting picked off here. But yeah, it shows to me they're still communicating and trying to figure out like a way to win this game, even though they probably can't win.
Right, and from the jump, it's just been really tough, but it's going to need to come all down to this. They have Warlock ulti back up in 40 seconds. The Fatal Bonds and the Quill spam is decent, but Rooted, broken, Bristleback, close to dead again. Gabby actually barely able to walk away from this one, and with that extra movement speed from the Quicksilver Amulet, does manage to get out for a moment. Gabby living, and BKB out from Cuckoo. They force them off the base. They will hold their high ground for now.
Yeah. A lot of this is just the TB without meta. Like, they're going high ground without Metamorphosis. Next time around, I imagine we'll see him with meta. We do see Yopaj, you know, he's going to be a little careful not to overcommit. We've seen a few deaths from him, first in the mid lane, then up top when they drop a Warlock Rock on him. So it's not been the flawless Yopaj Ember performance, but it's been very flashy, as always. He's, you know, he's diving, he's going for kills, he's trying to be as aggressive as possible. And now with BKB Maelstrom, like he's packing a punch. He's doing a lot of damage in these fights, and if he can get to the back lines or just play like this, like he's just going in 1v5 while his TB just, you know, can focus objectives. So,
right.
Well set up kind of team fight foundation for Boom, making things pretty easy.
This is interesting. They catch Gabby there. Half the golem going to connect onto everybody. The Avalanche afterwards. Jackie holding on to his BKB. Still has the Aegis as well. They will not get him. The Sunder comes out at the last second. And then the 4-staff forward. It was meant to be better, but it didn't end up happening. Tims will die, but it is a big price to pay for all of those kills onto the T1 course.
Mushi would be a little careful. I imagine Tiny may try and snipe him as well. Tiny's still lurking around in these trees, coming in. There we go, Zephyr. Oh, not enough. He tried.
So close.
Oh, but Mars, guess is wrong too. Okay, he's out. Well done, Zephyr. Take those small wins. Unfortunately, couldn't quite. He's going again. He's looking for Mushi. Yes, he's got him.
Take that. If Mushi was going to go unkilled this game, he's so mad right now. I actually don't think he is. I don't think he's looking at Yupa just kill Garo in the face and is unconcerned. Will manage to get out just barely. Damn.
Yep. Well, I guess meta's probably down now, so maybe they don't get high ground off of this. But it's one of those things where this lead's just getting bigger and bigger. And I think that, you know, the biggest thing with T1's draft is
sabi ni Boss Neil Mades, simula nung si Gabi na yung naging carry ng T1,
this
di na
like
maganda.
20 to 30 minute stage and feet playing from ahead. They're playing with Bristle and
kailangan ipanalo ng T1 to eh. Delikado sila sa Arlington Major.
We'll see, but yeah, it kind of feels that way when there's a TB
Magiging
on one side
sila pag natalo
and
sila dito,
Bristle Razor. I don't even know if you can group Razor into a core at this point, but
no.
Yeah.
I would say Whitemon with like maxed out Fatal Bonds is more of a core than Cuckoo this game. It's
true.
The potential damage he can do. It's rough, but it's true.
Yeah, I don't know how Cuckoo's meant to do anything against the TB at this point. But they're going to go for another Hail Mary. They smoke one out. Again, T1 not just willing to sit in their base and roll over and die. They're looking to go out guns blazing.
Double sentries dropped down as FBZ broke the smoke, and they won't find anything there.
Yeah, tough
So-
one.
It is a tough one. No doubt about that.
These are the kind of games, if this is a pub game, you're probably 2 or 3 people in your team are like, okay, let's AFK Fallon, but...
Yeah. Well, now you can GG out. You saw the news, right?
True, yeah. If you're 5 sec, though.
Exactly. It is a little bit different. Well, 5 to 29, and I mean, Mushi will spot Whitemon there. God, they're just waiting for anybody to step out at all. They're going to get the D ward here as well in a sec.
What was that one's name again? It escapes me.
Rough indeed. Carl's just like, why'd y'all pick me, Zeus? Come on. Actually, I thought that was an interesting matchup mid there for a little while. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think the Zeus pick can work if... I mean, it's the draft as a whole. Like, you can't say, like, one... I mean, maybe you can say one hero, the Razor, was not a good pick, but it's picking all these heroes together. That's been the biggest issue.
Gabby trying to survive through it. Cuckoo BKB, but still going to be chased down and killed. Ava tossed back. Gabby keeps him out. The Warlock Golem, but they already got the Sunder off. Was not timed together perfectly. They jump in with Yopaj still throwing out that slight spam. They bought back on Cuckoo, but he's not careful. He might go down again as well.
Yeah, they probably don't bother sticking around. Just the range racks. They already got the melee. Yeah, we're seeing, you know, time and time again. It's this T1, like, their draft just is lacking that kind of ability to really make plays. That's kind of the issue with the 3 cores that they've picked. And we'll see Boom. If they want, they can kind of slow things down, wait for another Roshan. At least they're going to wait for Metamorphosis and BKB back on TB. I really, realistically, any fight with Meta plus BKB TB shouldn't be losable for Boom.
I am seeing an item that Boom got that could have been really helpful for T1, the Blast Rig. Unfortunately, T1 don't have their tier 2 neutral items even finished yet, but you can imagine, you know, Tiny getting a Blast Rig, jumps in, suddenly he hits all the illusions with that of the Terrorblade. That could be cool.
Kind of a pretty sad position to be in. You can't even finish tier 2s while the other team's getting their tier 3s.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, and all the camps are farmed. Poor Gabby. Oh my god. All right, it's coming. Don't worry. 30k down, but y'all can do it. T1 trying to hold on
coming?
here.
Or
Yeah,
what's coming?
The items. They can farm up the neutrals soon.
Yeah. Boom Esports is coming to your base. They got Meta, they got BKB. That's what, it's on Aegis. It's just these, you know, it's just the TB they're waiting for. Meta back up should be another melee racks.
Oh, big arena down. Gabby, still no BKB. They turn, they punch. Oh my goodness, that did a lot of damage. Silver Edge crit is no joke. Zephyr dies. Yopaj gets himself out of there, and GG is going to be called. One last new ulti that had the damage stats, but that's going to be it for game 1. Man, they talked about in the interview just as long as we don't get out drafted, but they definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably part of this will be like